Hello, YouTube, and welcome to Devlog 1 of Project NBM. As of recording, it isn't, but on day of release, which is today, which doesn't matter, it would be my birthday. I'm 19 today. Well, I will be 19 when this releases on the 15th. I'm really excited to share my progress on the game for the past couple months. And yeah, today we'll be discussing my advances on the character controller, and I'll also share some announcements at the end of the video. So, with all that out the way, let's jump into the video. Since the last video, I've been working on player movement. I started off by changing some of my movement script, but this caused my project to stop working. I was really confused by this. I even ended up asking AI for help, and it still didn't work. Then I realized that the script wasn't applied to the player object. After that whole mishap, I started working on the dash, but as you can see, it wasn't working. I did get the sprinting to work, however. I was going for a Hollow Knight-like dash where you can dash if you're not moving, but you can't even tell that there is a dash. So I left it for future Steven to handle and decided to work on the wall jump instead. So I found a tutorial on YouTube on how to implement a wall jump in Godot, and I had to translate it to C# because I'm not using GDScript. It actually wasn't very hard to do, and I enjoyed it a lot because it helped me to learn more about what I was doing and I couldn't just copy and paste. For some parts though, I didn't understand what I was doing or what was going on. So I went to look up the source code and I couldn't access it without paying. And I'm not paying for source code. So instead I asked AI for what certain variables meant and how to implement them. And then, so Grandma over here decided he wanted to climb walls like the old days. For anyone who says that this is wall jumping, you must have never played a Mario game before. You see, wall jumping, according to Ultimate Pop Culture Wiki, is when the player jumps into a wall or another vertical barrier of some kind and pushes off of its surface in order to start another jump. And this is not a wall jump. So I scrambled for hours tweaking numbers and checking bugs, and then I decided to ask AI again. Now, I didn't get it to write the code for me. That's not how I roll. I use AI as a tool, as an assistant, a co-pilot. As much of a dislike I have for AI, and people's use of it, I do think that it is a great tool for programmers to have, especially for beginners such as myself, because it actually helped me to figure out the problem. So for the next couple of hours, I told AI my problems and asked it how to fix them. And it was actually quite useful. The main problem was that the character was still gaining height when it went back to the same wall. So they could essentially scale the wall without even using the other wall. So I changed the code so that you can gain height from switching walls and lose height from going back to the same wall. Anyway, after hours of work, I got it to work, and it was so fun, and now he can wall jump and slide. Then came the last monster, the dash. The final component of the main player movement was the dash, and this stumped me. Godot wanted me to import a timer, but I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to figure out how to use the timer. So I thought, I'll use my own timer. And it didn't work. After a lot of tweaks and learning about lerp, which I still didn't understand, it still didn't work. Then I got an idea. I was walking down the steps, breaking down the code in my head, and I realized I was doing it all wrong. So first, I uncommented out all the dashing code. Then I moved the boolean dashing outside of the physics function so that it wouldn't run every frame. After that, I changed the code so that when shift is clicked, it only sets dashing to true if dashing is currently false. Lastly, I got rid of mathf.lerp and just applied the force straight to x velocity. And it worked! Then I noticed a problem with it being able to switch directions. So I changed that by not allowing look direction x, which is the direction the character is moving, to change while dashing. This also works, and after adjusting the time and speed, I got the final product. This looks amazing, and I'm so happy I figured this out. This helped me to finally understand lerping, because I went back to see if I could make the dash smoother. I was able to, but I like the instant dash, so I kept it. You guys may be wondering why I decided to wait a month before posting my next update. Well, that's because I haven't really worked much on the project. Working on this project has been really fun for me. It gets my brain pumping and my wheels turning. However, I also have a book that I'm working on, and I really feel God leading me to get that finished first before I go full throttle on this project. Now, that doesn't mean I'm neglecting this project. I'll just be taking a little break. I might work on it a little on the side, but who knows. I should be done with the book by the time I start my sophomore year of college, which should be next month. The only reason this video exists is that I wanted to keep my word to you all and make sure that I gave you guys an update. The next thing I'm set to work on, according to the last devlogs list, is enemies. But what do you guys think? Should I work on enemies, or should I make a level? Both is also a viable option, but I would love to hear you guys' thoughts. Also, if anyone knows or is a musician or artist and would like to compose music or make art for this game, hit me up. I would love to see this game come to life even more. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss another upload. I love you guys so much, but most of all, Jesus loves you. You guys have a great day.